I'm Kendall, that career coach, and we're bringing stability to insecurity and turning that into faster career progression. The more senior that you become in an organization, slides become really the rule of the road. You will have to create more and more presentations for executive leaders to help communicate your thoughts, your value, and the way things work. So today I want to take you through the easiest template to follow when you're trying to present those ideas to senior leadership and show you guys some examples of what that might look like. So the first thing that you want to do is very clearly articulate your problem statement. This might be a problem that you've already solved. This may be a problem that's ongoing, but why are you in the room in the first place? We need to streamline this process because of X, or we need to add additional insights to our dashboard because of Y. Make sure you articulate that problem statement very clearly so it's the first thing that your leader sees, it's the first thing that they read. Then you want to give some context and overview of what you're going to be talking about. We're making the recommendations based on these things, or we have 3 different paths we believe we can take that we want your feedback on. And here's what's led us to this point. Get them up to speed on what's happened without overwhelming them with too much information. That'll round out your first slide and help everyone who's on the call or in the room quickly understand the objective of the time you're about to spend, but also a little bit of the background of why you're there in the first place. Once you've got everyone aligned to those 2 things, you're going to take through really a before and after. So while this is particularly important if you're making a process change, this is also a really good exercise if you're changing reporting, introducing new data elements, opening up new campaigns. You want to see, hey, how do things work today? And how do we want them to work? What are we actually looking for? And what are those impacts and levers that we're able to drive between the 2? This is going to be really your backup context slide. What is happening? What don't they know? Most leaders don't have time to be in the nitty-gritty, and they really shouldn't. But you want to inform them as best as you can about what's happening on the ground. Once everybody understands the problem statement, a little bit of the background, and they've been informed on the current state and future state, then you want to directly go into what you need from your leader. If you have 3 different options you need them to choose between, here are the options. Maybe it's pros and cons. Maybe it's just situational or resource constraints. Allow them to make it an informed decision. If you need them to buy into an idea you've already had and already aligned to, outline the next steps of what would need to be done given their approval. And if you're trying to clear an escalation or a roadblock, you want to clearly articulate what it is you're coming up against, why you're unable to move past it on your own, and specifically what you need them to do in order to clear that. That might be buying new technology, it might be making a decision at the leadership executive level, but articulate to them what it is that they need to do at the end of this call. It's very common, especially in more junior members, to want to inform every single detail to your leaders. And early on in my career, I had someone tell me it was kind of like drinking out of a fire hydrant. There was so much information, it was impossible to focus on what needed to be done. So by keeping your slide and your story very condensed into these 3 buckets, you're gonna end up with a much better conversation and better decisions and outcomes from the people whose time is really valuable. Once you have buy-in, you're either going to align to the next steps that are going to be taken or send a recap email after outlining what will be happening, any milestones, timelines, and deadlines. That way, leadership feels that they've been bought back in, they understand what they've committed to and what's going to be taking place in their organization as a result of the meeting. This will round out the experience really well and leave a really good opinion of you in your leadership's mind as you're able to easily articulate these things and get their buy-in and then do something with it. The biggest mistake people make is they have great ideas and no execution and follow through. Make sure you don't fall in that boat.